What up, guys, and welcome to Manhood. That's right, we still outside on the deck, chilling with the grill. I need y'all to lock in, all right? This one gonna be good. We're gonna get it in. It's gonna help you. Let's go. Because we are the church, brothers, lift up a shout!
Manhood, a new YouTube series by Dr. Jermone Glenn. For men and the people who love them. Tune in live on YouTube at 7 a.m. Central or watch anytime on YouTube at Jermone Glenn.
All right, let's be real, brothers. Strong men struggle too. I want to lean in a little bit today and talk to you because just because you're struggling don't mean you're not strong. Today we're talking about not just being physical strength, right? Because some of the strongest men that are physically strong still have weaknesses. We're talking about men who are called, men who are chosen, men who are gifted, men who are leaders, men who are influencers, men like you and men like me. Strong men struggle. And the thing about it is, even though Samson was a strong man, David was a strong man, Joseph was a strong man, all favored, but strong men still get caught up slipping from time to time, especially when it comes to lust. It's summertime out, man, toes out. You got sundresses out and around. You got things going on, all trying to infiltrate you and infiltrate your mind. And it's important in this season that you manage your mindset, because I know from experience that if you don't wrestle daily in your walk with God and walk with wisdom, that it can rob you of your purpose. I've seen it happen with my own eyes. Let's talk about it today, because I want to talk to you about 3 particular men who are all strong men but still struggle with lust. The Bible says that the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, that's the end game. That's all the enemy got. He got the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life. Anytime he tries to test you, anytime he tries to tempt you, it's going to be with one of those 3 things. From the beginning of time all the way to now, no new tricks. He dealt with Adam and Eve in the garden, lust of the flesh, lust of the eyes, and pride of life. And that's the same game that he's pulling right now. We're going to have to learn how to deal with our lust. Number 1, Samson. Lust makes you weak in the wrong moments. Samson is known to be one of the strongest men in the Bible, yet he still struggled with lust. He was a broken man, and he often ran from one relationship to the next relationship, from one situation to the next situationship. And he often found himself, even though he was a strong man, had a lot of enemies, he was a weak man, because while he was strong, his guards was down in his emotions, trying to find acceptance, trying to gain understanding, trying to be received. And so, you know how the story goes. They set him up. They sent in a girl, because they knew that was his weakness, and her name was Delilah. He fell to the temptation of the delectable delights of Delilah. The delectable delights of Delilah caused the situation, because she meant him no good, and he couldn't discern that was really what she was on. So he laid on her lap, and she started testing and asking him questions. Sammy, tell me where your strength lies. Sammy, tell me, talk to me about where your strength lies. And Samson, kept playing with fire, so to speak. He kept on teasing her, but not really telling her the truth. But it was something interesting that happened that we all could see from the story, but for some reason, because Samson was stuck in the situation, he couldn't see it the way we see it, and that is everything he told her, she tried to use against him. Man, I wrote it in my book called Toxic Relationships, that you got to be careful with it. If anybody tries to use your truth against you, you keep telling them the truth, and then in a vulnerable moment of weakness, they turn around and try to use it against them. You got to pay attention to that. That person doesn't have your best interest at heart. They are literally trying to set you up for the okie doke. Samson, he was lustful, and lust makes you weak in the wrong moment. Man, he didn't just lay his head on her. He didn't just lay his head on her lap, but literally he laid his head on the lap of the wrong person after he was in the middle of a breakup, if you go back and read it. And so his lust clouded his judgment. That's why we could all see it, but he couldn't see it, because sometimes after a breakup, you gotta take a minute. You need to breathe. You shouldn't jump from one relationship to the next relationship trying to get over the last relationship, looking for the relationship that you lost in another relationship that it's not time to find. You gotta know that when you're after something more than you're ready for it, right? And so Samson in Judges, the 16th chapter, he got caught up in a situation because he probably should not have been on Delilah's lap, but because he was looking for love, he was looking for love from the lap. And I always talk about there's some lessons you can learn from the lap, but that's another story. Samson found himself in a lustful situation, and man, eventually it caught up with him. He told her the truth. He lied to her 2 times, and then on the 3rd time he told her the truth. He said, hey, it lies in my hair. It lies in my hair. It really didn't lie in his hair. It lied in his covenant with God, his commitment with God, because he was a Nazirite. He had a Nazirite vow. Therefore, he literally was not supposed to touch any dead thing, drink any strong drink, or cut his hair. But when he told her that, she tried it against him. She put out the scissors. He fell asleep. She cut his hair. He jumped up. And every time he jumped up before, he was able to shake himself like before, and nothing happened. This time when he jumped up, he shook himself and he didn't have the strength that he had. If you keep playing with lust, eventually you might get out, you might get over, you might get slicker, you might get wiser. But you can feel yourself weakening. You can feel yourself weakening and succumbing to the thing that you keep giving into. And if you're not careful, that thing, you'll try to shake yourself and you won't have the strength that you need to get out of the situation that you're in. Man, be careful when you're in pain, who you surround yourself with, because pain makes you vulnerable. Pain makes you vulnerable and puts you in a space where it's hard for you to manage your victories, right? If you don't process your pain, you'll end up in the wrong place, in the wrong lap, at the wrong time. And that, my friend, is not love. That's lust. Be careful, because Samson teaches us that lust makes you weak. Number 2, David. When David is in the same scenario, man, David teaches us that lust starts with a look. David teaches us that lust starts with a look. See, David got caught up because he wasn't in the place he was supposed to be. David's a king. It's the springtime. It's the time for war. And while it's the springtime and time for war, David's a king, but he's also a warrior. He always goes to war with his men. This particular time, he stays back when he should have went to war to be where he's supposed to be. And while he stays back, he's on his rooftop and he looks and he sees Bathsheba taking a bath. How fitting of a name. Bathsheba's in the bathtub. She's naked. He sees her. He wants her, because lust starts with a look. You didn't want it until you saw it, because lust starts with a look. It wasn't a temptation until you saw it, because lust starts with a look. He beckoned for Bathsheba to come over. He's the king. Of course, she comes. She has to come because he's the king. And he sleeps with her. When he sleeps with her, not only do he sleep with her, because lust starts with a look, he gets her pregnant. This thing goes from bad to worse. And then when he finds out that she's pregnant, his main man, her husband, because he sleeps with his man's wife. This Bible crazy, ain't it? And he finds out about him. He tries to get him to set up the relationship. You can find this all in 2 Samuel. 2 Samuel 11 chapter. He try to get him to stay in the relationship so he can say that this is your child. But Uriah is so loyal. He's so loyal to David that he doesn't even leave David's side to go sleep with his wife. So now David's in a situation trying to cover up his situation. And in the cover up of his situation, the situation goes from bad to worse. And he literally kills his main man, kills him because, or have him killed. He doesn't kill him, but he puts him on the battlefield in the front, so he's killed, so that now he looks like he's taking care of him and tries to cover his situation. Well, man, in the covering of his situation and almost thinking that he was going to get away with it, thank God that he loved him enough that he challenged him, not in public, but in private, to say, hey, David, what you did, God knows, man, and you gotta fix that, because that wasn't right. David repents before the Lord. God restores him. God gives him another chance. But it was a sticky situation that literally prevented him from doing some stuff in the future. that he wanted to do, like build God a temple. You can read the whole thing, but all I'm trying to tell you is that lust starts with a look. Idle time is dangerous. And when you're not on assignment and not where you're supposed to be, lust will assign you to destruction. So make sure you're not just scrolling for the sake of scrolling and doing for the sake of doing, because you got to be where you're called to be, doing what you're supposed to be doing, or you'll get caught up doing what you shouldn't be doing, and then you'll regret what you did. Lust starts with a look. Number 3, Joseph. Joseph is an interesting tale because he taught us how to manage it. Joseph says, run for your life, all right? So Samson laid on the lap. David starts with a look, but Joseph ran for his life. Here it is. He didn't negotiate. He didn't play with it. He ran. How do you win the war with lust? Sometimes you just got to run. You just got to get it out of your sight, get it out of your hand. You don't know if you're strong enough, and you don't want to know if you're strong enough. Just get away from it. Genesis 39, 6 and 12, Joseph's fresh out. He fresh out the jail, and he's been made on top of Potiphar's house, and Potiphar's wife see Joe. Potiphar ain't never at home, and she start flirting with Joseph, and she all up on him, and she want him, and she tries to seduce him, and he's like, girl, I can't do this. Your husband put me over everything in the house, and now how can I touch his wife? And he refuses to do so. And even though she keeps on pressing him day after day after day after day, she grabs him and tries to get him to lay with her. He refuses. So what he does is he runs. And when he runs, she holds on to his robe. She holds on to his robe, and then she lies on him and frames him. But Joseph's like, I'd rather you can lie on me. You can have my robe, but you can't have me. You can't have my identity. You can't have me. And if it means that I gotta run for my life, I'll run for my life, because I have to protect where I'm going. Do you ever consider that if Joseph would have remained there, she probably would have made him a slave. He probably would have got stuck in Potiphar's house and never got to the palace. And that's the place where he belonged. What's trying to seduce you? Where is it trying to keep you? The thing that's trying to seduce you, where is it trying to keep you? Is it trying to keep you from being married? Is it trying to keep you from having a happy family? Is it trying to keep you from the future that you desire? Is it trying to keep you from a promotion that God has planned? Is it trying to keep you from an idea that he wants to manifest through your life? Is it trying to keep you from a particular relationship? What's seducing you is never trying to promote you. It's always trying to keep you stuck in a particular situation, so you never actualize the actual assignment that you were created for. Joseph said, I got to go. Don't trust yourself too much. Don't be more confident in yourself, right? Flee, run, block her, right? Block her, turn it off, get off of it, disconnect it, put some accountabilities in place, put some stuff in between you and it. It ain't that you don't want it, and you're not gonna want it less. You just gotta run. Leave a room, protect your peace. Protect your purpose. Get out of there, because you can't muscle lust. You can't trust it. You can't outfight it. You have to outsmart it. Lust is not one of them things that you can outfight or outweigh. It has to be outsmarted. That's why we need wisdom to teach us how to navigate. You know, lust is a battle, but you can win. We can win. We can overcome it. One moment at a time, one day at a time, one season at a time. The enemy uses lust, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eye, and the pride of life to fight and to destroy strong men. I'm encouraging you today and every day. Use wisdom. Wrestle every single day. It's worth it. Use wisdom. Don't lose your future for a moment. Don't lose your future for a moment of pleasure. Your purpose is too important for you to waste. Let's make this declaration while we out here in the grill. Come on, say it with me. I'm a man of discipline, not desire. I will guard my eyes, I will guard my heart, and I will guard my purpose. I will not let lust rob me from my destiny. I will wrestle, I will resist, and I will win, because I'm a man of God. Fight that lust every way, every day. Just because you're struggling, don't mean you're not strong. And just because you're strong, don't mean you won't struggle. This manhood, we out.